time, then all of a sudden it gets dark, then all of a sudden it gets light, then all of a sudden they hear a boom, and all these people are running with the geese on that away. Then they had another scene where somebody was doing something else. They were in the school. Yeah, there were kids in the school, and the meteorite came by and blew up, man. And then you see all these people all cut up, man, and bruised up by the glass that shattered. It blew out windows. It blew out doors. But the ironic thing about it is at the same time when that happened, there was a meteorite that was 17,000 miles high, close to hitting the earth. So there was two meteorites, man. One that missed and one that hit. And when you see it on the video, it looks like something out of a movie, man. You would never think that would happen in real life. Well, it happened. Go ahead, Art.
It says, then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time.
Yeah, so when those guys try to, cause Nate knows the name of the Most High and his son's name. And I don't know if he's trying to call on them now or he's about to call on them. But when he goes to really calling on the name of the Most High is not going to hear you. Go ahead.
As they behave themselves ill in their doings.
As you behave yourself ill in your doing, Nate, Degenerate Johanna, Comfy, Bubble-Eyed Blackfish.
Yeah. It's just kind of sitting still, you know. It's kind of just wondered, you know.
Hey, the hell with it, man. They're going down. Fuck that, they're going down.
No, when there was a chariot in the house.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It's kind of sit. It's not moving. It's kind of sitting still.
I think it's a plane, brother.
Okay.
Okay, no, I thought it was like a helicopter, the fence and shit.
Yeah,
okay, it would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be beautiful, yeah.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err.
Didn't we mention them?
Yeah.
Thus read that again.
Yeah.
Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err.
And that's what you guys are doing. You make the people err.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That bite with their teeth and cry peace. And
that's your boy.
The queen.
Why are you guys so GMS cult? Why are you so angry? You're so bitter and so angry. Yeah. Well, what is he crying for? Yeah. He crying for peace.
That's right.
He wants everybody to come together in a rainbow of love. Read that again.
It says, thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry peace. Yep. And he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him.
So these people are going to wake up. Now, if them zombies wake out of their stupor, we're comforting them, they're going to look to kill your ass, man. Yep. Now, I have this one site that I got up early in the morning, man. Like, sometime I'll get up 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and I got a computer right next to my bed, and I'll just put in keywords. I went to Google, and I put in rebellions, history of the world of rebellions, or something to that effect. And that list is so damn long, man. I wanted to do a show on it, but there have been so many rebellions, man. There's been so many rebellions, and when you look at each and every rebellion, normally it's the super poor, the poor, or the dirt poor, the peasant, against the super rich. Now, there was a rebellion, I forget the name of it, but it was George Washington, I guess it was in Pennsylvania. You had these farmers that were growing corn, and when they would, sell their corn, they would have corn extra, so they would make corn liquor out of it. That's where your whole, what you call that, bootleg liquor, what you call that? Moonshine and stuff like that. That's been going on for years. So basically, Washington said, well, these people are making a lot of money, so I'm gonna heavily tax them. I'm gonna heavily tax them. That's why they came up, the United States, the corporate United States came up with what is that? Firearms, tobacco,
ATF.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. All right. Now that organization is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms is the enforcement part Internal Revenue Service that collect taxes. Basically, they want to tax you heavily for your alcohol. They want to tax you heavily for your tobacco, and they want to tax you heavily for your firearms. You know?
1794. The rebellion turmoil was in 1794.
Okay, you want to read up on it a little bit?
Yeah, I got a break. Okay, hold on a second.
What's the name of the rebellion?
It's called.
He can put it up on Google.
Okay. The site is virginiaplaces.com.
Just give me the rebellion. As soon as you put the rebellion in, the name of the rebellion, it'll come up.
All right. 1794 for the federal tax on liquor in Virginia.
It was Virginia. I said it was Pennsylvania. It was Virginia. And down south, that bootlegging of that liquor, moonshine, that was heavy. Matter of fact, they got a show that come on. They still bootleggers, man, and selling moonshine, man.
They're still taxing you because they're...
Well, the reason why they coming against them is because they're not getting a tax.
Yeah, they're not getting a cut. That's what it's all about. The whole thing is because they want a cut of everything, man. That's why they refused to let people set up oil tables years ago. We used to have oil tables. You could just get a table and set it up or sell anything.
Well, hold up, brother. Yeah. When you go back to the turn of the century, when they let the Italians and the Irishmen and the so-called Jews and all these different immigrants come in, what did they have in Manhattan? Like Macy's. Yeah. Macy's started as a little damn cart, a push cart, where they would sell rugs and dresses and shit and materials, man. And cops never pushed them off the street. Yep. If you go back to them old pictures back in the 1910, 1905, 1920s, 1925, you had carts all over the place, man, because you didn't have these big department stores. And the first major department store, I think, that was set up by the Rothschilds. Yeah. I believe the store was called the Rothschilds because one of the Rothschilds have a clothing line called the Rothschilds clothes or whatever. But all those little carts that they had, basically now, if you set up a cart right now, they'll confiscate your shit, then they'll arrest you, man. Yeah. Unless you get a vendor's license. When you go to get a vendor's license, they're going to put your ass on a runaround, man. And then if you do get a vendor's license, you're going to have to pay taxes on that, man. You got it, Doc?
Yeah. Yeah, this is from the Free Dictionary. Yeah, I can see it, yep. The Free Dictionary is called the Whiskey Rebellion. It says... in 1794, thousands of farmers in western Pennsylvania.
Now, mind you, this is 1794. All right? The Declaration of Independence came about in 1776, right? Yeah. Now, led by Washington, the General Washington, which they broke off from Great Britain. Why? Because they were taxing the hell out of them. So now this guy breaks off. And he's taxing his own people. Doing the same fucking shit. Yeah. And then you got statues all up and down in America of George Washington. And this guy had slaves, man. Yeah, that's why this fucking place is going to be destroyed, man. Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't like my French, you don't have to watch us, man.
Yeah, like the 14th Street Homo.
The Queen, you mean the...
Yeah, don't let him watch it. He might get a heart attack.
Yeah, we talking about you, Queen of the 2/3.
Oversized bitch.
Yeah, we've deemed you the Queen. Johannes the King. And you're the Queen. You're his Queen.
And maybe they can both get married and do the butt.
Yeah. Johannes said do the butt.
In 1794, thousands of farmers in western Pennsylvania took up arms in opposition.
What? Took up arms?
Yep.
Wait a minute. This is against the great George Washington?
Yeah, the father.
These are Americans. Was Osama bin Laden back there?
No.
Was it Tower had some Arabs?
Nope.
Read that again, please.
In 1794, thousands of farmers in western Pennsylvania took up arms in opposition to the enforcement of a federal law calling for the imposition of an excise tax on distilled spirits, known as the Whiskey Rebellion. This insurrection represented the largest organized resistance against federal authority between the American Revolution and the Civil War.
And they never tell you about that in history, man.
No, they don't.
They never tell you about that. There's no movies on it. There's no documentaries.
Yep. Yeah.
You know why? Because it's going to make George Washington look like a fucking hypocrite, man.
Yeah.
It's going to make him look like a damn hypocrite, man.
Yep.
And like I said, if you go to that list, which we ain't even going to have time to do, that list is so long.